Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's great to see you again. It's a glorious day. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. Only most of our waters have been polluted, and the nuclear fallout irradiating from our darker chapters has not melted our faces off yet. What a fantastic time to be alive. Even considering such positivity, I find myself accosted daily by the ravaging torrents I like to call my brain. Yes, the wrinkled complex mass residing within our skulls, some thicker than others. There are a few things it does that routinely bother me. So, since we're on the pain train to higher enlightenment, let's talk about some problems and I'll offer some suggestions. Sort of like a Q&A nobody asked for that has no audience. Today we will be discussing something. What was it again? Oh yeah! Of all the things my brain does to me, forgetting seems to be one of the most passive-aggressive. Brain be like, "Oh, you got big plans there, do ya? Be a real shame if they vanished. You spiteful, flaccid, calculating lump of mystery meat. You plague me with your elaborate inconsistencies." So you are busy, in the middle of the day, doing things as usual, when suddenly a necessary object from another room comes to mind. Maybe a ruler, some paperwork, the day-old pizza you need to devour before its questionable expiration date. So you hurry off, happy to achieve, when poof, vanished. Your brain's evil laughter echoing through your mind. And there you stood, as millions before you have stood, questioning not only your mission, but the existence of life itself. Why am I here? What caused this all? How did we get here? Is that thing in the corner dust? A spider? Who's grilling? Is that steak? After pausing and thinking for way too long, you scuttle back to your previous endeavor, forlorn and confused, doomed to ponder until you forget entirely? Or the sloshing psychopath that dwells within your cranial compartment takes pity upon your bag of bones and one day reminds you, with a subtle shove, you awaken as if from some weird trance, standing mentally agape in front of the cold of your open refrigerator. Save successfully loaded. This is more common than you may think. So much so that we actually named it. That's how you know it's Facebook official. It has been lovingly dubbed the doorway effect, which suggests that an event boundary separates the room you are currently in and the room that you are going to. Some sort of invisible force field that neuralizes you like Will Smith from Men in Black. Essentially, Aperture Science is a material emancipation grill for your brain. So your brain throws all of its paperwork onto the floor like your favorite white-collar worker before making some big life-changing decision, in order to make metaphorical room for its new environment. The kitchen. Yep, even when it's a room you're very familiar with. Doesn't matter. But what if there's a serial killer in that room? Your terrified lizard brain screams. As frustrating as that can be, there is hope. I have some decently successful methods to help curb the thought-consuming chasm. One thing I will do is make a small list of events that I have preordained, so I don't get lost along the way. A fun little 1, 2, 3, get ice, grab cup, read angry social media comments. Boom! Easy Thursday night. Another method I enjoy is making a neat rhyme. Mnemonic devices have always been helpful. Pick up the eggs, milk, and gin, or else it gets the hose again. See? Fun! Always try to be positive and make life more fun. We're less likely to forget or try to avoid things that we're looking forward to, after all. Which reminds me. As I mentioned, your mind is a maniacal mushy mass, meaning to mentally malice us. Being such, it tends to be quite picky about what it chooses to remember. Which is why you remember songs from 1993 and not your anniversary date. I know, you guys have only been together a few years, so you're not as close as Mr. Jones and me. The cerebral sorting system has a filter, believe it or not. It basically zooms through the day, collecting things it sees and people's thoughts and faces, and throws them into a wicker basket of memory. As anyone who has ran with the wicker basket can attest, things tend to fall out easy. They are extra bouncy. In the day-to-day battle, this weaker war crime is known as the short-term memory. It keeps things for a passing moment. So when you pick up a good thought or a particularly shiny penny, you tend to think about it or simply look at it again and again. And you like it so much that you end up putting it in your pocket for safekeeping. Our pockets are the long-term part of the analogy. And trust me, it isn't always easy getting from basket to pocket. Generally, a good thing to practice is realizing what it is you've picked up and plan to use it for something. We could do this with a practice as simple as just repeating it again and again, saying it out loud to ourselves and thinking about it so that we can try to reserve it into that backspace area. Oftentimes, educators will recommend using 3 basic methods for retaining information: writing it, reading it, and saying it. The more familiar it is to your brain, the more likely it is to make it to the long term, even if you find it intrusive or agitating. That's why you'll be innocently meandering through the day when you're suddenly blindsided by pop star lyrics you never wanted to remember. Now you have to recover your email password for the 100th time as Spice Girls songs play on repeat aggressively in your head again and again until you're really living in a spice world. It's like sticking your hands into your pockets and finding an old chewed up wad of gum buried deep into the fibers of your gray matter. But you don't have time for that sticky mess because you just remembered you agreed to go to a party and to help a friend, but you forgot to get a gift because you have 0 time lately and you're terrible at saying no to people. I don't have to tell you life gets crazy. I'm sure you've been through the ringer, and clearly things will arise to distract you from plans. Yeah, we told John that we would make it to his party, but on Monday your hours at work got cut back. Tuesday, someone stole your lunch from work again for the 3rd time this month, so you were heated, just like that panini that you had been saving all day. Wednesday, your car gets stolen. You thought Thursday couldn't get any worse until you walked outside and saw your dog get hit by your car as the person who stole it speeds out, flipping you off and laughing as he squeals into the distance. Friday comes around and for some reason, you've forgotten about John's party. Can't think of why. Anyway, things have a way of remaining unpredictable. It can be difficult to make it to every event. Calendars can be helpful to organize the oncoming calamity, but I'm so terrible at keeping up with those myself. So my personal solution is to give people what I call a hard maybe. For me, a hard maybe is saying, I want to be there. I'll do the best that I can to be there. But if Lemony Snicket gets involved, then I'm not responsible for the unfortunate events that follow after. Couple that hard maybe with a phone reminder, and you got yourself a good chance that I'll be at your party. Wait. That's it? This friggin' card right here just says that's it. I thought there was more. I only have half the script here. Kevin, did you forget the other half?
Other half? I thought that was it. That's what the cue card said, right?
No. I brought half and you were supposed to bring half.
Yeah, and as the cue card said, that's it.
You forgot them, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, this is why we can't have nice things. Kevin would just forget them everywhere. All right, well, thanks for joining us on this half-episode nonsense. And these are not the questions I forgot to answer. These are just the things I remembered I forgot, or something like that.